Harry and Meghan are being stalked in Montecito. I repeat, Prince Harry and Meghan are being stalked in Montecito. My family, this is getting even more and more dangerous. And they're being stalked not by American media outlets, but once again by the UK tabloid press, by media outlets owned by Rupert Murdoch. Now, my family, the Times, owned by Murdoch, sent what they call reporter, who they call a reporter, I call them stalkers. They sent all the way from the UK to Montecito a stalker who goes by the name Katie Glass, to go all the way from the UK to Montecito to stalk Harry and Meghan. Now, my family, this is not the first time that this has happened. This is not something new. This has been going on for a very long time. For example, a couple of years ago, when Harry and Meghan went to attend or receive the Ripple of Hope Award in New York City, my family carnival of so-called expert Jan Moore was dispatched to New York to stalk Harry and Meghan. She even proceeded to write an article saying, oh, you know what? I saw Harry and Meghan in New York. Because she went to a place whereby Harry and Meghan were going to be there to receive the Ripple of Hope Award. And then also, very, very recently, when Harry and Meghan were pursued by a ring of highly aggressive paparazzi in New York, Daily Mail had dispatched another carnival of so-called expert called Maureen Callahan to go and stalk once again Harry and Meghan there. Fast forward to now, we have the Times, owned by Murdoch, that dispatched its own reporter, I call her a stalker, to go and stalk Harry and Meghan in Montecito. My family, let me read you what apparently they saw and found out. This is extremely dangerous. And I quote, I visited Prince Harry and Meghan's neighborhood and was met with one big issue. Number one, the town of Montecito, where Harry and Meghan live, is the 5th most expensive zip code in the United States of America, with the average house costing around £6 million. Oh, I love hearing how rich Harry and Meghan are. I love it. I love it because a couple of years ago, UK media were creating, cartoon pictures of depicting Harry and Meghan begging. After Harry and Meghan announced that they're going to step back as senior members of the royal family. Now, my family, 5 years later, the Times is sending once again another carnival of so-called expert. Once again, is talking about, of course, the wealthy neighborhood where Harry and Meghan live in. They never ever wanted either Harry or Meghan to ever have nice things. Never. Never. And this person confessed to basically have, stalked Prince Harry in the past. My family, please kindly continue hearing this yourself, kindly, please. I beg you. Kindly, please continue, hearing this, my family, on what, of course, has been said, Now, basically, Katie Glass, the Times reporter, stalker, ventured to Montecito to uncover the true essence of the neighborhood. Upon arrival, she says she was greeted by an uninspiring collection of low beige bungalows hiding a variety of shops, and two posh Cayennes hinted at the area's affluence. Now, my family, I believe she used beige, of course, to try and mock Meghan. To mock Meghan. My family, that's what she basically is doing. UK media hounded Meghan out of the UK. And then now, they're also hounding her in the US. This is dangerous. People must understand that this is dangerous. UK media, as you all know, were partly responsible for the death of Diana. Why? Because they were the ones who paid for those paparazzi paps to go and chase Diana, and they did, to her death. Now look what they're doing right now to Harry and Meghan. Look what they're doing right now to Meghan and Harry. For Meghan, they said, Meghan, go back to America. She did. And now they, UK media, are going all the way from the UK to the US to go and stalk Harry and Meghan, my family, where they live. My family, this is dangerous. And people must call this out. Now, my family, and then she goes on to say that keen for a spot of lunch, this stalker visited Lucky's, a restaurant that Prince Harry and Meghan are said to frequent on date nights, to discover a steak that costs around $175. My family, when UK media tell their viewers or readers that Harry and Meghan have failed, that somehow they're losing money, and then they go on to say that Harry and Meghan have the money to afford, first of all, eating or dining at a restaurant whereby the cost of a steak is $175, then my family, you all can admit that UK media keep on lying to the public over and over again. They're projecting what they want to see happen to Harry and Meghan onto Harry and Meghan. Of course, they want to see Harry and Meghan fail, have no money, divorce. But my family, of course, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. And my family, Harry and Meghan, are rich. And then Katie Glass, and people, my family, when I read you this, please kindly, you tell me if this is something that you think is normal to do. From people who told Meghan to go back to America. You tell me if you think that this is what normal people do. Instead, Katie Glass visited Trey Leon, the Italian restaurant where Meghan is said to have celebrated her 42nd birthday. She even went to the restaurant that Meghan dined at to enjoy and celebrate her 42nd birthday. Is this normal to you? Is this normal to you? My family, they never ever do this for Kate and William. Never. Who they claim are the most popular royals in the world. They never ever do this for them. Never. Never. They never do this for William and Hamilton. Never. This behavior of stalking, they do it to Harry and Meghan. You know? This behavior of unhingedly going to every location where Harry and Meghan have been spotted at, coming from someone who works for a media outlet, for someone like Murdoch, who Harry even sued in court and won. You know? This is not normal behavior. This is not normal behavior. And this behavior has got to be called out. You know? And there Katie discovered mains, including the likes of filet mignon and veal chop, which cost up to $65. And the Ellen salad, it's said to be named after Ellen, you know, DeGeneres, costs $42. And roaming around the town, she discovered Montecito's electric bikes, which were famously used by Prince Harry, 3 years ago. Now collecting dust because locals prefer driving Porsches. Inside the stores, she stumbled upon a facade of log cabin masking a hardware store with rattan furniture priced in the thousands, alongside a grocery offering a virtue signaling feast of items labeled as made with goodness or packaged with love. Apparently, having love in your heart is somehow, spreading love is somehow virtue signaling. My family, let me address Katie Glass. Take your behavior back to Britain. Don't go to America to spread your toxic behavior, your toxic language back in, basically in America. The moment you arrive in America, Katie Glass, leave all your toxic stuff behind back in Britain. Don't take it to where Harry and Meghan live in America. I've been saying that what I've seen is that UK media want to create a toxic environment for Harry and Meghan in the US, just like they did to them in the UK. And my family, it's happening right now. They're doing it right now. You know? By stalking where Harry and Meghan live. You know? Now my family, this is just unethical, it is wrong. This is unethical and it is so wrong. My family. They even have a picture of the gate to Harry and Meghan's, home. Now my family, of course, this public, this is in the public domain. But to see what people who say they don't like Harry and Meghan, what they're doing to try and gain access to them, to just try and, be in the same vicinity as Harry and Meghan, it is extremely dangerous. Let me ask one more question. Would you allow your daughter to stand or sit next to a stalker? I know you would not. I know I would not do that. I won't allow it. Would you allow someone who insults your son, a friend, to be anywhere near you? Of course not. Of course not. Harry and Meghan fled the UK partly because they were fearful of what would happen to them because of the hate campaign being waged against them by the farm and UK media. And they fled the UK. Now the abusers and bullies and stalkers who stalk Harry and Meghan are saying this. No matter where you go, if you think that things are going to be better for you, you're mistaken. And that leaving was somehow a crime. You should never ever have done that. The more they do this to Harry and Meghan, the more Harry and Meghan's decision to flee the UK clearly was the right thing, was the right one. Every single day, UK media write negative, hateful articles about Harry and Meghan. They are showing that indeed Harry and Meghan made the best decision ever to pack up and flee the UK. They made the best choice ever. They did the right thing. They did the right thing. Harry and Meghan did the right thing. You know? I repeat, Harry and Meghan did the right thing, my family. You know? And then this carnival of so-called expert, you know, goes on to say this. I want to read you more, my family, on what has been, you know, said kindly by this carnival of so-called expert. First of all, Harry is a husband. He's a father. And my family also, he's 40 years old. He's a fully grown man. But the way the carnival of so-called experts speak about him, you think that they're talking to a child, a baby. You know, a baby, because ever since Harry was born, they've always felt like they own him. That is the property. And they refuse to let the property live in peace, work in peace, and be away from them in peace. You know? My family, Katie Glass goes on to say, and I quote, that I find myself feeling sorry for Prince Harry. That I find myself feeling sorry for Harry, who has found himself living somewhere so bland. You got me there. You got me there. You got me there. My family, I think that's basically, you know, why I even decided to cover this topic about how we can see that UK media are still stalking Harry and Meghan because of those words. Katie Glass admitted that Harry and Meghan are living in a wealthy community. But then she says it's bland. It's bland. She goes on to say, and I quote, as someone who spent my 20s chasing, I repeat, as someone who spent my 20s chasing the young prince around bougies, she admits to spending her 20s chasing Harry around. Those days were interesting. But Harry, being a husband, putting his wife first, putting his children, Archie, Lily first, apparently that's bland. Living in a wealthy community, Montecito, and not at Nottingham Cottage back in the UK, whereby for you to enter, you have to tilt your head. Apparently that's a downgrade. That's bland. And Katie says she feels sorry for Prince Harry because of that. You are interesting, Harry, when we UK media were chasing you around, were hounding you. You are interesting to us. That's basically what Katie Glass is saying. Yet, only a couple of days ago, Prince Harry got Murdoch to apologize for intruding onto his and his late mother's private lives. You know? And then today, he sends his minion to go and stalk Harry and Meghan in Montecito and then say, Harry, you were fun when we were chasing you around. Really? 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 I mean, that's basically what she's saying. Harry, you were fun when we were chasing you around. My family, I think that Prince Harry would much rather nobody chase him, Meghan, Archie, Lilibet around. And my family, sadly, basically, the habits of the UK media clearly have not stopped. Because here she is admitting of how she hounded Prince Harry, of how she harassed Harry, of how she spent her time harassing Prince Harry. And then she says, oh, you know what? I like those days. You know, my family, one of the saddest things that has ever happened, truly, is that when Nana passed away, nobody was ever arrested. Nobody was ever jailed. That I can say is one of the worst things that has ever truly happened. And even though I'm so happy for Prince Harry, for example, that he settled his case and got 8 figures and got an apology for his mother and himself, if there's one thing that is sad, is that Murdoch feels like he can use his money, his billions, to evade being held accountable for his actions. And I understand why Harry settled the case. You know, I understand. And my family, one of the reasons why he had to do it, for example, basically, is because even if he had continued the case, still, he'd be liable to pay £10 million in legal bills, even though he's the one who was wronged. And I told you all that if there's one thing I don't want to see is Prince Harry and Meghan, first of all, even being hurt financially, because I know they need the money. You know? That way, they're never ever at the mercy of either William or Charles for money or for anything. That way, they keep on being free, which is very important. I firmly believe that. You know? Now, my family, of course, I understand Harry 100%. I fully get him. I fully understand him. You know? But also one thing. The problem is that Murdoch will feel emboldened, whereby in the future, even tomorrow, who knows, more and more people will get their phones hacked. And Murdoch will believe that, you know what, with money, I can be able to take care of everything. And therefore, it is high time that the laws in Britain are changed even to ensure that victims of phone hacking, victims of unlawful gathering of information, get justice in full. Without the fear of a hefty legal bill, whereby even if they win, you have to pay £10 million in legal bills to someone who caused you wrong. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not fair. And sadly, I'll say this. Murdoch, his people will do it again. Will do it again. They'll do it again. You know? They hacked at News of the World. They've done it at The Sun. They'll do it again. Again and again and again. So it's not right. It's not right. It is wrong. You know? It is wrong. And I long for the day whereby we'll see Murdoch basically, you know, facing justice for the pain that he has caused others. Because he has caused immense pain to many people. Many people. You know? And now look also. People who hounded Prince Harry's mother to her death were never jailed or put in prison and basically answer for what they did. You know? And that's why you can see someone like Getty Glass going on record and saying, oh, you know what? I loved chasing Harry around back here in the UK. You know? My family. And then she goes on to say, and I quote, the audacity. As someone who spent my 20s chasing the young prince around, bougies, that was a lot more interesting than my day in Montecito, says Katie Glass. So hopefully, Katie, I hope won't be seeing you again ever going to Montecito. Sadly, I know you go there again and again and again. You lot can't help it. You can't help it. You just don't want to leave Harry and Meghan alone. You can't help it. You can't help it, Katie. You can't help it. You know? My family, a carnival of so-called experts is saying here that I enjoyed stalking Prince Harry in his 20s. Now that he's living in Montecito with Archie, with Lilibet, with Meghan, being a father and a husband who's responsible, I'm bored. I don't like this. I prefer chasing him in the UK. You know, it is sad how Prince Harry was never ever protected in his life. It is sad. It is sad. You know? But Harry is someone who doesn't want his kids, Archie, Lilibet, to go through what he has gone through. And they'll do everything in his power to protect his family. And I like him for that. And much more. And so much more. You know? My family, the stalking of Harry and Meghan must come to an end. And my family, Harry is a man who's grown up. He has kids. He's a father. He's a husband. And he lives in a private community nestled between the Santa Ynez Mountains and the Pacific Ocean. For people who claim that Harry and Meghan are relevant, they just can't stop stalking them. They just can't stop. Just leave them alone. They can't leave them alone. You know? Prince Harry was living at Northcote, and then from a cottage, he now lives in a wealthy enclave, my family in Montecito, whereby every day we still hear UK media complaining about the many bathrooms Harry and Meghan have in California. The farm never ever wanted the spare Harry to have anything nice. And the fact that Prince Harry has nice things, as you can see and hear yourself, it is something that they can't stand seeing him having. They can't stand seeing him having nice things. They can't stand seeing him being happy, thriving, living his best life ever. They won't even let him go. They won't even let him go. They won't. Because they can see that the roles that they chose, William, Kate, Charles, Camilla, are just not good enough for them. They are just not good enough. If only they treated Harry and Meghan well, they'd be back in the UK. My family, and honestly, not just for Harry and Meghan, for their kids, Harry and Meghan made the best choice ever to flee the UK. They did the right thing. They did the right thing. They did the right thing. One thing for sure, Prince Harry is not missing a cold, cloudy UK. My family, someone said, do you see the language here? How he spent his time chasing Harry around. Forget about what Harry wants. Forget about how that made Harry feel. They don't care about that. They don't care Harry didn't like being chased or hounded. They don't care about that. You know? They don't care about that. They care about their own needs, which is exploiting Prince Harry. And the fact that they don't have that anymore angers them. And the writer of this piece, you know, clearly is showing that she's starved and she wants a supply of stories. She feels bored because there are no stories. Go to William, Kate, Camilla, and Charles if you want stories. Leave Harry and Meghan out of it. Get drama around them. Leave Harry, Meghan, and their kids out of it. They really wanted Harry to be another Margaret. They still want him to be another Margaret. They still, I repeat, keyword here, still want Harry to be another Margaret. You know, think about this even. Think about this even, my family, because Margaret also would take so much alcohol. Think about how many times you've had yourself, multiple carnival of so-called experts saying, oh, you know what, how did you come back here and go to a pub, have a drink? It's like they really want you to become a drunkard. And the fact that Harry is someone who's responsible, was a good husband, a good father, they're like, you don't like that one, it's boring. It ain't Harry's job to entertain us, my family, to entertain us or the UK media. My family, Harry is someone who's a father now. He's a husband. It is high time that UK media stop expecting him to perform for them or dance for them. Just last month he was saying how bizarre it was to grow up in a system whereby your moves are being covered by the rotor, whereby they would gain access to you, would lie about you, say disgusting things about you, and still get, preferential treatment. Harry did not like that, my family. He did not like that. He even said, where somehow you are expected to dance for the rota. He didn't like that. He's never ever liked that. But here we're having another person complaining because Harry wants to dance for them. The level of entitlement that they feel they have over Prince Harry's life, that in itself is sickening and wrong. And right now, my family, I am thankful that Harry is free. Free to do what he wants. Free to go wherever he pleases. Harry is a free man, and I hope that he and Meghan keep on being free. I hope their kids also will be free to do as they please without being harassed or hounded. Right now, I want to hear your opinion on what we have just discussed. May God bless Harry, Meghan, Archie, and also Lily, Bedana, and Doria, and all of you members of the squad at home. These actions of the media are just creepy and must be called out. And my family, MONTECITO, from just with the pictures I've seen, is a beautiful place. UK media never ever wanted Harry to have nice things, and they can't stand seeing him having nice things and seeing him living in a wonderful community. They can't stand it. My family, well, they need to accept it and just move on, because if they think they're going to abuse and bully Harry to come back to the UK, they clearly don't know Prince Harry. Abuse has only ever driven Harry and Meghan away. It has never ever made them even think about working with their abusers. Never. And the sooner that UK media understand that, the better. May God bless you all and stay tuned to this video. Love you, awesome forever. Hate never wins, love wins, and stay tuned to our next video. And may God bless you all. Subscribe. First of all, thank you. Thank you for watching our videos. It means the world to us. For all these years, you have tuned in, supported our community, and all I want to say is thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching our videos. It means the world to me. Ever since my father passed away, this community has been everything to me. Talking to you every single day is joyful to me. It makes me happy. It makes me happy. And honestly, you've been part of my healing process. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. So please kindly, once again, like and subscribe for daily and consistent content. And to those who are new in our family, welcome. Welcome to Sussex Squad Family TV on YouTube.